Hello, hello, beautiful humans, and welcome back to Downloads with Dawn, part of the Aligned Human Project. Today's episode is a pause, a breath, a threshold. We are standing between years, between what has been and what is not yet fully formed. And I want to say this gently before we begin. You do not need to fix yourself for the new year. You do not need to set goals from pressure, and you do not need to promise anything to be worthy of what comes next. This moment is not asking for performance, it's asking for presence. Today, I'm going to guide you through a ritual of reflection, a way to look at the past year, month by month, how to see your growth without judgment, how to harvest wisdom instead of regret, and how to consciously orient yourself toward the year ahead, not with resolutions, but with a word that becomes a living compass. This is about authorship. This is about devotion. This is about becoming an aligned human on purpose. We live in a culture that rushes forward toward goals, forward into productivity, forward into improvement. But wisdom doesn't live in rushing. Across mystical and spiritual lineages, reflection was sacred, not to judge the past, but to integrate it. Because what you don't integrate, you repeat. And what you integrate becomes wisdom. This is the law of return in lived form. Life moves in cycles. Nothing is random and nothing is wasted. When we pause to reflect, we stop fighting the cycle and begin to learn from it. This is how we move from unconscious repetition or habitual consciousness into conscious creation. So I want to invite you into a simple but profound practice. You don't need to journal perfectly, and you don't need to remember everything. You just need to be honest and have compassion. If you can, go ahead and grab a notebook, or you can simply listen and reflect internally. However, I will suggest journaling by hand after. There is great power in the awareness that is created when we write something out and we see it. You might also want your phone to look through pictures to help you remember things that you've done, or your calendar, things that will help you move through this process. We're going to walk through the year, month by month, not to analyze, but to notice. So let's begin. January. Ask, how did I enter the year? So you might want to pause, grab your phone, grab your calendar, and take a look at how you started last year. Maybe you remember your resolutions. What energy was present? What intention was alive, even if it was unspoken? Just allow yourself to reflect on that month. And in February, where did momentum build? Where did resistance show up? And what asked for attention? You can always take a pause after each month if you want to be able to do this in lifetime for yourself. Or you can come back to it. So then there's March. What began to shift? What felt misaligned? What did my body start telling me? And again, we're just noticing without any judgment. April. Where was I being asked to choose? What did I say yes to? What did I ignore? May. Where did expansion happen? Where did contraction appear? And what patterns became visible? June. We're heading into finishing off half the year. What needed adjustment? What was no longer sustainable? What truth started whispering? July. We're heading into the third quarter now. Where did I experience joy or relief? Where did I override myself? What did rest reveal? For August, what asked for courage? What needed to be released? Where did fear or trust show up? September. So now we're heading into autumn equinox. We're finishing up that third quarter. What matured? What clarified? What no longer fit? October. Where did integration begin? What lessons repeated? And what strength surprised me? November. What deepened? What softened? What did gratitude reveal? And now December. What completed? What am I proud of? What version of me is ending? What wisdom am I carrying forward? Now I'm going to list all those questions in the description so that you can quietly go through them. You can also, if you wish, just go through your pictures, go through your calendar, and just notice what happened over the year. Sometimes we think like, oh, it went by so quick, and we don't really realize how much we've done or how much has changed. So it shifted in your life over the past 12 months. This is not a performance review. This is self-witnessing. And a witnessing without judgment is extraordinarily healing. I want to share with you something personal. Last year, my word was alignment. And for much of the year, I don't feel like I was doing it right. I was dismantling, reworking, re-listening, letting go. I was rebuilding foundations. My mom passed away in January, and this set off a deep dive into releasing old wounds from childhood through my adult years. It wasn't until this month, through reflection, that I saw the truth. Alignment wasn't something I chased. It was something I actually embodied. I realigned my programs. I created the Aligned Human Project. I renamed my book. I birthed Align Your Life. I renamed my podcast from Sovereignty Rising to the Aligned Human Project. I brought field and form fully into the world as my life's work. Through alignment, clarity came. Clarity of purpose, clarity of vocation, clarity of dharma. Not because I forced it, but because I listened. This is why reflection matters. Without it, we miss our own becoming. It wasn't until this month that I realized that I had truly embodied my word. It was a North Star guiding all of my personal and business decisions and behaviors. Resolutions are usually born from judgment. I should be better. I need to fix this, or I failed last year. Words are born from devotion. A word doesn't punish you when you wander. It guides you home. This aligns with the law of devotion. Devotion is not rigid discipline. It is consistent orientation toward what matters. A word becomes a filter, a compass, a question, a remembering. Instead of, did I succeed or fail? You ask, did I live in relationship with this word? So I invite you to shift from setting a resolution or resolutions to a practice that I have been using for the last 8 years. And that is choosing your word for the year. So let's go ahead and move into the practice. Close your eyes for a moment or soften your gaze. And place one hand on your heart or your fingertips just to bring your awareness to it. Get out of your head and into your body. And take a nice slow inhale. You need to drop out and drop in. Long exhale, letting it all go. And then just ask yourself, not from the mind, but from the body, what quality is asking to lead my life this year? What energy wants to be embodied? What would support both my humanity and my mission? What would bring coherence between my present moment and my long-term vision? And just let the word arise gently. It may surprise you. This year, my word is enthusiasm. Not excitement that burns out, not hype, but enthusiasm in its truest sense. Joy, present in each moment, plus devotion to a long-term goal, births enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is alignment in motion. Feels like it's just that natural transition from one year to the next. It's when what I do today is in relationship with my mission. It's when joy and purpose are not separate. For me, enthusiasm means showing up fully, creating from coherence, serving the mission of the aligned human project, embodying field and form, living my dharma without force. It means being fully present in each interaction, choice, and decision. This word doesn't demand perfection. It invites participation. So let's cross together. Breathe in the year that was. Acknowledge it and thank it. And breathe out what is complete. Release it. Bless it. And now say silently, I honor what has been. I integrate what I've learned. I release what is complete. I choose consciously what comes next. Now speak your words softly, out loud. And let it settle into your body. This is authorship. This is alignment. This is devotion. This is the aligned human crossing the threshold. The new year doesn't require a new you. It invites a truer you. May you walk forward with presence instead of pressure, curiosity instead of judgment, devotion instead of discipline, coherence instead of control. And may the word you carry be a living companion, not a rule, but a remembering, a guide. Remember, pause, take a conscious breath, feel your emotions, the sensations in your body, and align with your word, your values, and who you choose to be. with love, clarity, and enthusiasm. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.